Hello, friends. How are you all? I hope you are doing great and taking care of yourself. Before we start with today's video of week 3 of shell scripting, if you haven't watched my previous videos on what is shell scripting, how to write your first shell script, how to print in the shell scripting, how to execute, how to save it. Also, we talked about loops, variables, and couple of other things. So do go and please watch that video before you start watching this video. Without much further delay, let's get into action. So what is arithmetic operators? So arithmetic operators can be plus, minus, division, into multiplication also. How can you basically execute or perform the arithmetic operators using expr, which we saw in our demo of if of while loop, right? So you can basically use xpr, you can use let, you can use bc, you can also use awk. That is something different. Once if I get good comments on my video uh, and the likes, I will definitely create a video on awk where I will explain the day-to-day cases of it. So please do subscribe to my channel, click the like button, and also comment of how this session was valuable to you. So that's the some of the ways to basically calculate or perform the arithmetic operators operations. Now relational operators, which we saw, if I is less than, then you declare it LT. If it is greater than, then it would be GT. If it is equal, it will be EQ. If it is less and equal, then it will be LE. If it is greater and equal, it will be GE. So that's how the arithmetic and the relational operators are used in combined with each other when you are doing when you're performing certain numericals expressions on it. So there is another operator called as a file test operators. So F stands for file, to check whether the given file is a file or not, or it can be a file, it can be if not. Or E, it exists whether the file exists in that directory or not. D is check if the file is the directory, and S is check whether it's empty or not. Don't worry, I'm going to walk through in a demo session one by one. What are the string operators? Tomorrow, if you want to basically check if the x value is equal to 5, the string, right? This is x, y also I've mentioned this is x. If these both strings are same, then display me the output, and that's where you use equal. If the string 1 is not equal to string 2, that's where you will basically use exclamation equal to. If the given string is empty, then you use z. If the given string is not empty, then you use minus n. Don't worry, we are going to look at our demo session. So I hope you got an understanding of arithmetic, relational, file test, string operators. Now let's get to our demo session. Let's quickly look at the demo. So VIEXPR demo dot sh. So I'm declaring a variable a equals to 1, b equals to 5, c equals to expr dollar of a plus dollar of b, and I'm printing echo c. Let's see what is the output. chmod 755 expr demo. See, it printed as the value 5 plus 1 is 6. So that's how you can use expr to do your arithmetic calculation. Let's use let, and then we will go for the next operator, which is string. Let d equals to dollar of b minus dollar of a and echo dollar D. Let's execute that, and you see we have got an output of our let command, which is 5 minus 1, which is 4. So that's how you can use let and expr to do your arithmetic calculations. Now let's quickly get into our string demo.sh. Okay, so I have a equals to abc, b equals to def. Okay, if $a is equals to $b, then print me, then echo value of a is same as b, else echo a value of a is not equal to b. Okay, and let's now give the permission 755 string demo, and it's, see, we have got an output value of a is not equal to b, because the a is holding abc value, b is holding def. So that's how you can use equal operator for checking the two strings are equal or not. Now let's use for empty string, right? C. Okay, and then what I'm going to do here is if minus z $c, then echo c is an empty string. Okay, let's see what happens. String demo, it has printed us an output which is c is an empty string. So z, because we haven't declared anything, it's an empty variable, so that's why it has printed c is an empty string. Now let's just put some value and check opposite of it, which is x, y, z, and check here. If minus n $c, then echo c is not an empty string and holds value $c. Fi, and now let's execute. See, it has executed. Let me clear the screen and show you the output. Okay, so see, it has gone into this where it is printing us the value of c is xyz, which is not an empty string. Previously what we did is we did not declare any, we did not assign any value to the c, and we checked whether the c is an empty string, which we checked using z. But now we have assigned a value and we are checking whether this string is empty or not. So that's how you can use string operators to do your day-to-day activities. Tomorrow if I want to check whether the given file is empty or not, so that's where we can use string operators also. So let's check that also. So I'm going to basically do if, okay, minus s. Okay, remember minus s is for checking whether the given file is empty or not. So I know the file name right now. Now the file name is let me take one sec. Let me take the file name as expression demo. Okay, so I'm going to check this. Okay, minus s, let's put here minus s. Okay, the absolute, you need to give the full path, which in this case is Let me get the full path of the file. Copy, go here. I'm in the insert mode. F minus S. I'll give the full path. And what is the file name? expr underscore demo dot sh. Then given file is not empty, else echo given file is empty. We'll close this as if. Okay, let's go and execute clear string demo. See, it gave us an output. So what it is doing is it is checking whether this file is having any contents in it or not. If it does not has any contents, it will go and print the else block. But now the expr demo, remember we have done some demo session using expr and led, and it has that content. So that's why it has given us the given file is not empty. So now let's create a file. Let's create a dummy file. How can you create a dummy file? Using touch command. I am giving abc.txt, and if you see here, ls minus lrt abc.txt, it is 0 byte, right? And if we see here expr, it is having 56 bytes in it. So now let's check the condition of s. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to basically change this here to abc.txt. Let me know what would be the output of this in the comments. Now if we execute string demo, see, it has now printed us given file is empty, which is right, because when we check the size of the file, it is a 0 byte file, which you can see here. So that's how you can use string operators, arithmetic operators. We have already seen the relational operators in our if block, while loop, if loop as well. So that's how you use these in our day-to-day activities, and it's pretty simple, right? Don't you see it? Yeah, let me know your thoughts on it. And now we will be moving to our uh, next session, which is going to be getting an input from the user. So let's quickly go into how to take an input from the user. So there is a command called as read command, which helps you to take an input from the user, and you can then read that. That's why it is read, and the value what it is given, whatever the user is passing, you store in a variable, and then you can print that variable. So you can see here I have printed please enter the number read, which is getting storing in a variable called as number, and then I'm printing that number. So now the second thing is how to print the name of the shell script. We have seen echo $0, but remember with $0 it also prints the directory path. But I just now want the name of the script, and say for an example, we seen a case where we want to basically check whether the particular file content is empty or not. So at that time you can basically use this base name to check, to extract the file name, check its content and other stuff. So that's where you can use the base name. We will see the demo in next 1 minute. So let's get into that. Also I will be covering in this demo the file test operators, which we checked. One was for the whether the content of the file is empty or not, but now we will be checking whether the file exists or not, right? So let's quickly do that in this demo session. So let's quickly go to the terminal and check the file test operators. So we have file test demo.sh. So now I want to basically check whether the given file is a regular file or not. So if minus f, remember we created something called as a abctxt. So I'm going to basically do that, check that echo given file is regular file. Okay, and I'm going to put fi, and let's quickly do 755 file text demo. And what do you think the output? Yes, it gave us an output. The given file is a regular file. Now I want to check whether a file exists or not, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use if minus e, let's uh, say any file, right? def.txt. Okay, and or let's use this expr underscore demo.sh, and we will check, then echo file exists, else echo file doesn't exist, else if. Let me know what would be the output of this in the comments. So we got an output, file doesn't exist. Why? Because if you see, I have the file name with expr underscore small d demo.sh, but I don't have a file called xpr underscore capital D demo.sh, and that's why it went into this loop. Now if I change this to a small d, it what do you think the output would be? Let me know in the comments. See, it printed file exists. So that's how you can basically evaluate whether the file is a regular file or not, whether the file exists or not. So that's other some of the file test operators we see. We saw s, we saw f, we saw e. Now let's quickly get to the demo of taking an input from the user. So now we will take input user.sh, insert mode echo please enter the number between 1 to 10, read number, and what we are doing, value entered by you is number. Okay, so let's save it, chmod 755 input user, and now if I execute, it prompts me to enter the number 1, and see, it gave an output. Sorry for the typo error, we will just correct this, 1 to 10. So again, if I execute it, it prints the value. So that's how you can ask the user to basically enter the value or take the input from the user. There is another way also. You can use something called as read minus p, which is prompting enter the number. Okay, and then you're storing it in a variable a, okay, which will be a echo value enter is a dollar a, right? So let me remove this. How can we remove this? Escape dd, so that means it deletes that line. okay, in the vi. So now if I put here, see, it has asked me to enter the number 10, and now it has prompted that. So you can basically put here space, okay, and see here, it's now, if you sorry, if you execute it, it will ask you to enter the number 7, and it printed. So there are various ways you can take an input: use read minus p, use echo, prompt the user, read it in a variable, and then print that. So that's how you can basically use to take an input from the user. Now let's go back to the base name. How? So we will basically use base name demo dot sh. Okay, let's see. Okay, echo, okay, the name of script is $0. Okay, and now let's see the difference. Okay, ch mode 755 base demo. If I execute this, see, it gives me dot dash slash, because I am in the current directory, right? Say for an example, if I have, okay, one sec, we saw the script, right? One sec, I'll show you exact user bin sh. So we have a script called this less pipe, right? This is the name of the script. Now see what is the difference. So you will store name equals to base name, paste. Okay, give me this one sec. Let me show you what I'm trying to do. So I am basically trying to copy base name. Okay, so if you see here, it has given us name of the script. Let's see. Going to basically print here this. One second, let me show you before I go to the base name. Okay, so if I execute this, it gives me the whole path. Now if I use the base name, see what would be the difference. C equals to base name, and I will give the whole path. Okay, echo name of the script is dollar. What do you think the output would be? See, that's the difference of using the base name. So if you don't use the base name, you will get the whole directory path of that script with the script name. But if you use the base name, it will just eliminates or truncates the directory path and give you the name of that script or a file which you are looking at. So that's a use case of the base name, right? Also we can also check one more thing here, echo dollar. Okay, and the same thing if I use base c equals to, let me put here c1 echo, let me put here $0, and let's see, echo $c1. See what is the difference. So that's how is the difference. If you use echo $0, it will print the directory path and the script name, but if you use the base name, it basically truncates the path and just prints the name of that script or the file which you want. So base name is basically that utility to get the file name from the directory rather than print getting the directory path along with the file name. So that's the demo of the base name. Now we will be moving to an important session, which is arrays, how you can declare an array in the shell script, and then we will be using for loop to basically iterate that. Remember, I told you the for loop is used when you want to iterate something. So array is one of the example of iterating the thing elements from it.